Andrew says, Akil, does it help to tell yourself, damn, I lose? Oh well, that means I'm closer to winners. That's a very good point. That is exactly how I think. Um, Blame it on the market and being involved in trading for so long, but my brain now thinks of everything in like percentages. So like people, we have a kid coming any day now, right? We have, and we don't. Me, my wife and I, we don't ever find out the sex. So we don't know if it's we did it with the first one. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl. And when everyone asks me, right, what do you think it is? I think it's going to be a girl. Now, why do you think I think that? Do I want a girl? That's a whole different story. I want a girl if I can like change her after like 10. I don't I don't want those years. I've heard too many war stories about those years. But why do you think I'm expecting a girl? I'll give you a clue. My first kid is a boy. Many of you guys have seen him already. Yeah, percentages, right? I mean, if it's I know it doesn't actually work like that, but you know, you have two kids, one was a boy. My mind always thinks in percentages, right? It's, girl. All of my cousins and stuff have boys, so girls. But yeah, back to the point. I do think like that. When I'm on a losing streak, and this is something that helps me stay positive, because negativity is a horrible thing. Negativity just takes us down this path that it's very, very hard to come back from. I was watching an episode of The Prophet yesterday about great show if you guys are into like business or entrepreneurship and stuff like that. He was interviewing this guy who had a bad company called Diaper Dad or Diaper Dude. And I actually have a like a it's a manly it's a bag, like a baby carrying bag but meant for men. And I actually have one, which is pretty cool. So I was kind of emotionally invested in the episode. And one of the things that happened with the guy, his business was just getting worse and worse over the years, and he was losing confidence. And as soon as he started losing confidence, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. So I'm always big on telling myself positives. But going back to percentages, right? I know what type of trader I am, right? I know where my win percentage should be. So the more losses in a row I take, I actually get happier. I get happier because I know the wins are coming. They have to, right? The numbers work out, right? Percentages are percentages. If I'm a 60% trader, right, and I take four straight losses in a row, and again, this is just an example, right? A 10 trade sample size is way too small, but just an example. If I'm a 60% trader, I take four losses in a row. My mindset isn't, oh, I took four losses in a row. I'm horrible and bad. I'll never get good. My mindset is, oh, got those losers out the way. Here comes six winners. And I do the same thing after a winning streak. I was talking to Chris the other day. Chris had nearly a 400 pip day on Monday. Chris Mills. If you've been on the chat, you've seen him because he's all over the chat. But he does that to hold himself accountable. 400 pip Monday, I think. One of his best trade, and it wasn't all on Monday, but trades that completed on Monday. One of his best days of trading ever. And we're all saying, good job, Chris, you're awesome. That's great. And you know what Chris responded? He said, I know what's coming next. I know what's coming next. He said the losers. So he's mentally preparing himself to take those losses. And can you tell me why that's positive? Again, it may seem negative to your normal person. Oh, why is he such a negative attitude? He should just keep winning. Talk himself into winning more, because that works, right? He's mentally prepared, less of a shock. He knows they're coming. When you can prepare for something, you're not going to get freaked out and make mistakes, right? So when the losses come, instead of getting freaked out and again doing something like moving stops back, he's going to take his medicine. He's going to take his little drawdown. He's going to realize in the bigger picture, his little losses didn't even put a dent into his 400 pip Monday. And then he'll get back to winning. But if he starts freaking out and starts making mistakes during that drawdown, right? What do you think is going to happen? Are those losses going to be bigger or smaller? If he starts moving stops back, taking trades he's not supposed to take, those losses are going to get bigger, right? And before you know it, that losing streak is going to eat up his entire winning streak. And he'll be back to square one. And I know many of you guys have done that because many of you are break-even traders. Right? How many of you guys have done that? You win and then you give back everything. Give me a yes if that's been you. Now that could be for various reasons, but one of the reasons is you're just not good at dealing with those losing streaks. Instead of managing them, they become worse. Is there any way to avoid it or experience it in the best way? Avoid what, Jamie? A drawdown? Giving it back. You can develop the perfect system that never loses. When you do that, just let me, let me know. But no, there's no way to avoid a drawdown, and that's the problem that a lot of traders face. Is a lot of newer traders, they make this goal to avoid a drawdown, and whenever their system, because every system will hit a drawdown, nothing wins all the time, right? If there was something that won all the time, no one would be trading any other way. But people experience a drawdown, they bail on their system because it loses, and then they go to a next system and it wins for a little bit, and they think they found the magic crystal or whatever, and then that system loses, and they bail on their system, and they just keep bailing and bailing forever, and either slowly bleeding their account dry or just staying in the middle. Accept your drawdown. It's like a roller coaster, man. If you want to go down, you got to go up. Except for it would be inverse because the down part's the fun part. But in trading, if you want to go up, you got to go down. But yeah, you accept your drawdown for what it is. If you want a confidence builder, look at your back testing. Look at your back testing results. You'll see that at some point in your back testing results, right? You could look at the big picture and it was very positive, but at some point within those results, it took a drawdown. And if you look at it, you look at the outcome, bigger picture, you'll be like, hey, well, that losing streak didn't really affect anything. Or like, yeah, there was a losing streak, that probably would have hurt, but I was able to come back from it. But you gotta have a big picture mindset. Big picture mindset. Summer has sucked for me, man. I mean, Monday was cool, but summer was horrible. Summer doesn't make me or break me as a trader. I did enough in the beginning of the year to stomach summer. Last year, I started off 17% hit. I think that was my biggest drawdown since I started trading consistently. To start the year, first 6 weeks, I believe. January through mid-February. What did I tell myself? I got 10 months left. I'm not gonna cry over 2 months when I have 10 months left. Now, if it were like November and I was still at a 17% drawdown overall, then that would be a problem. But I'm 2 months in. It's like, okay, well, it's first quarter. First 10 minutes of the first quarter of the game. Plenty of time to come back. Plenty of time.